Have you ever wondered what our Earth was like before the dinosaurs? It is a question that takes us back in time, deep into a past so ancient it feels like another world, a world without the familiar giants we know so well. No Tyrannosaurus rex, no Triceratops. Instead, other creatures walked the land, swam in the seas and flew in the skies. This was a planet of strange forms and new experiments in life. We will uncover the secrets of the Earth as it was, long before the first true dinosaur appeared. The story begins not with a roar, but with a quiet whisper. A whisper from the rocks themselves, holding the memories of our planet. A world recovering from cataclysm, where life cautiously found its footing again. The air, the continents, the very rhythm were different, setting the stage for one of life's greatest dramas. The world map of this time would be almost unrecognizable. Nearly all land fused into one enormous supercontinent, Pangaea, a vast landmass stretching from pole to pole. All the continents we know, Asia, Europe, Africa, the Americas, Australia, Antarctica, locked together. Around it one giant ocean, Pangaea, and a smaller sea, the Tethys, created warm, shallow waters. But the world was defined by extremes. Coasts were warm, humid, fed by ocean moisture. Deep inside, rain rarely arrived. Immense deserts stretched farther than any today. Geography shaped evolution, favoring heat-tolerant reptiles. Pangaea was a reptile's paradise, perfectly suited for the ancestors of the mighty dinosaurs. The pre-dinosaur landscape was green, but a different green. There were no flowers at all, no roses, no daisies, no cherry blossoms, no familiar broadleaf trees like oaks or maples. Ancient, simpler plants dominated. Ginkgos persisted, cycads were common. Stiff, feathery crowns above woody trunks, ferns, club mosses, and horsetails filled the understory. Vast wetlands laid down the peat that would become coal. Without flowers, wind and pollen-feeding insects did the work. The world was quieter. Damp soil, decaying wood, resin on the air. These tough plants would be the first dinosaurs' inheritance. Beyond the forests, the seas teemed with life. Pangaea, the Tethys Sea, a rich marine world. Reefs flourished, built by organisms now extinct. They sheltered a dazzling array of sea life. The oceans were vibrant and competitive. Ammonites, relatives of squids and octopuses, were everywhere. Iconic spiral shells, from tiny to tire-sized. They hunted small creatures, and were hunted in turn. Fish were diverse. Ancient sharks, bony fish, even the coelacanth. As land grew crowded, some reptiles reclaimed the sea. Ichthyosaurs evolved into streamlined, air-breathing predators. Perfectly adapted, they ruled open waters. Some grew to astonishing size, pioneers of a new ocean realm. The skies before dinosaurs were not empty, but they were not birds. The first vertebrates to master flight were pterosaurs. They appeared in the late Triassic, alongside the earliest dinosaurs. For over 150 million years, they ruled the air, a revolution. A reptile had taken flight. Their wings were leathery membranes, braced by an extended fourth finger. Other fingers stayed small and clawed, for climbing and grasping. Early forms were small, darting after insects among trees. They diversified, specialized jaws, striking crests. Crests likely signaled mates, or warned rivals, a separate branch from dinosaurs, thriving on new food sources, masters of the air, sharing a transforming world below. Long before dinosaurs, other giants ruled, not true reptiles but synapsids, the distant ancestors of mammals, including us. In the Permian, synapsids dominated the land. They came in many forms. One famous ruler, Dimetrodon, often mistaken for a dinosaur. Its sail likely helped regulate temperature, granting a hunting edge. A top predator in its time. Others, like moschops, were bulky plant-eaters. Together they formed complex ecosystems. Alongside them, giant amphibians thrived in humid wetlands. Formidable in water and on land, but tied to ponds for eggs. As Pangaea dried, that dependence became a disadvantage. Then came a crisis unlike any before. About 252 million years ago, the world changed abruptly. The most severe extinction in Earth's history. The Great Dying. Massive volcanic eruptions are the leading suspect. Greenhouse gases drove runaway warming and acidic seas. Over 90% of marine species vanished. 70% of land vertebrates were lost. Synapsids hit hard. Forests fell. Oceans turned toxic and oxygen-starved. Life nearly ended, but emptiness created opportunity. A few hardy survivors persisted, including archosaurs. They rose as ruling reptiles in a hot, dry world. Recovery was slow, but life is resilient. One lineage evolved new traits, upright stride, long balancing tail. From devastation, the first dinosaurs emerged. Comparing that world to ours is like comparing two different planets. Pangaea shattered, plates drifted to shape today's continents and oceans, collisions built immense mountain ranges, climates became more varied and intricate, the flowerless greens gave way to colorful blooms. Angiosperms spurred co-evolution with pollinators and fruit eaters. The strange synapsids are gone. Their descendants are mammals. Long in the shadows, mammals diversified after dinosaurs fell. In the skies, birds, descendants of dinosaurs, replaced pterosaurs. Even the air changed, oxygen levels fluctuated through time. Efficient bird-like lungs may have aided archosaurs in low oxygen. Today's living world is the outcome of these changes. Past and present remain bound by the same planet. So, we return to our mystery. What was Earth like before dinosaurs? It was a world belonging to other masters, giant mammal ancestors and colossal amphibians. Vast, flowerless forest blanketed Pangaea. A single supercontinent shaped harsh extremes. A terrible extinction nearly wiped the slate clean. In its aftermath, new opportunities arose. The first dinosaurs were small and nimble. For millions of years, they were not rulers. They lived alongside other powerful lineages. But posture and efficient lungs gave them an edge. They diversified, spread, and after another purge, seized the stage. Their reign would last 150 million years, born not with a roar, but from survival.